All right, so we all know one thing's for sure. If you don't got one of these top 3 guys, there's some depth at quarterback this year. So don't fret. That's what we're here for. Wide receiver rankings came out. Let's go on to quarterbacks now. So starting off this week, this is week 1. Go ahead and run through these. Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts. Those guys this week are my number 3 in that order. Mahomes against the Lions on Thursday Night Football. Mahomes is going to do what Mahomes does. All right, it's as simple as that. You don't even got to fret. Throw him in your lineup every week unless it's a bye week, obviously, and run with it. Lamar Jackson against the Texans, you couldn't have asked for a better matchup. Run defense is terrible for them. Plus, their secondary has gotten a little bit better, but not enough with guys like Mark Andrews, Zay Flowers now, Odell Beckham, and Bateman. So, going on to number 3 here, Jalen Hurts at the Patriots. Patriots secondary is a little bit better than what it usually is. It's not going to be Super Bowl caliber, though, when they had Gilmore. So, expect them to maybe throw a little bit more than usual for the Philadelphia Eagles. Jalen Hurts is going to be my number 3. But like I said, if you don't have one of these top 3, Mahomes, Hurts, or Allen, don't fret. There's where the depth comes in. Allen's going to be my number 4, though. At the Jets. It's going to be a good Monday Night Football game with the Bills and the Jets. Josh Allen's going to do what Josh Allen does. He's going to throw it. Could you see maybe a pick or 2? Absolutely. Not saying he's going to, but he's a guy you could throw in there because he's going to throw it 30 times a game. And if he doesn't, pretty damn close. Okay. Trevor Lawrence could be my number 5. There's one of the depth guys I was talking about. I love his matchup against the Colts. Not a great defense. And now he's got targets. He's got even more weapons to work with. On top of having Christian Kirk, Evan Ingrams, and Zay Jones last year, now you add Calvin Ridley, who was suspended all last year. I mean, this guy hasn't had under 1,000 yards in a season his whole career. So why not take a shot at Trevor Lawrence this year? And if you have him, play him. There's no doubt about it. Justin Fields is going to be my number 6 guy against the Packers. I love the matchup in Soldier Field. It's going to be a great matchup. You got Darnell Mooney. You got DJ Moore now. You got Chase Claypool now. On top of that, you got Khalil Herbert, who showed what he had last year. So that's going to be a great matchup. Number 7, Joe Burrow at the Browns. Got to love it. Joey B is going to do Joey B things. Now, the Bengals usually don't win games against the Browns. He struggles against them when it comes to winning games. But expect Joe Burrow to do what Joe Burrow does. He's going to put up fantasy viable points. It's something that he's going to consistently do. Next up, you got Justin Herbert. Again, another high-octane offense. This is something you need to look forward to. It's probably going to be America's Game of the Week. Probably be on almost everyone's TV. But Justin Herbert, you got Keenan Allen, you got Mike Williams. Josh Palmer showed up a little bit last year. Of course, you got Austin Eckler out of the backfield, so that's another guy. That's a guy I look forward to on my team if I have him. And that's somebody I'll be starting unless he's on a really bad matchup. Next up, Geno Smith against the Rams. Rams defense, I mean, no justice to it. They absolutely stink this year. I don't have any good thing to say about them until they prove me wrong or unless they prove me wrong. If I'm having a quarterback against them, I might be starting them every week. Geno Smith does have DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. They did take JSN, Jackson Smith, and Jigba out of Ohio State in the first round. However, he's out for the first 5 weeks. But you also got a guy like Kenneth Walker out of the backfield who can catch passes. And they drafted another running back in the second round. He can also catch passes, so look out for him. Number 10 for me is Deshaun Watson against the Bengals. He's just got too many weapons. I don't see any way he could jog onto that field and not produce fantasy viable points. Plus, he can run. I mean, let's not forget the dude was one of the best rushing quarterbacks when he came into the league. I mean, he kind of was one of the staples of it, other than maybe Michael Vick, which that's a whole nother topic we're not getting into today. But he's going to be my number 10, Deshaun Watson against the Bengals. I really like the matchup at home against them. Number 11 for me is going to be Kirk Cousins versus the Buccaneers in Minnesota. He's going to do what he did last year in this matchup. Buccaneers defense secondary is a little bit better, and then the front half of their defense. However, you got Justin Jefferson. Jordan Addison's a great addition, and KJ Osborne had a pretty good year last year as well. Now you also got Alexander Madison, who a lot of people sleep on. That guy can catch out of the backfield, so expect him to get some passes as well. Then we got Tua going with Miami against the Chargers. Like I said, high-octane offenses. Expect Tua to hit Jalen Waddle on short passes. And here's the good thing about Tua. You don't need him to throw 30 to 40 yards down the field. 5-yard dump-off passes, let your receivers go to work, and that is what they do dangerously in Miami. Expect that to show up in L.A. in Week 1. Number 13, you got Dak Prescott at the Giants on Sunday Night Football. CeeDee Lamb. Now you have Brandon Cooks and Michael Gallup on top of Tony Pollard, who can catch out of the backfield. And man, Vaughn, that rookie, he knows what he's doing when it comes to pass catching as well. He's a little short dude, but that dude can run hard, and he's really good in the open spaces. So be ready for that as well. Number 14, Russell Wilson. I expect him to have a bounce-back year, especially with Sean Payton there. Now, he does lose Jerry Jeudy, but he does have Cortland Sutton there. And Javonte Williams looked like he might be back and ready to go. And on top of that, they added the best pass-catching running back on the Bengals last year, which was Samaje Perine. So look out for him to do what he did in Cincinnati last year here in Denver. Number 15 for me is Aaron Rodgers. Trust me, I get the hype on Aaron Rodgers. We all know what he can do. I love the new scenery. He looks like a whole new person, a whole new rejuvenation of his career. But he's got Garrett Wilson, Allen Lazard's questionable, Breece Hall's coming off an injury, and they signed Dalvin Cook. To me right now, he's got 2 targets that he can really hit in the open field. I just don't know if that's going to be enough for me to put him in above the other guys I just listed. So he's going to be number 15 for me. Number 16, he already got the starting job in week 2 of the preseason. Anthony Richardson against the Jaguars. Again, I expect the Jaguars to not necessarily blow out, but they're going to win by a pretty good margin, which means Richardson's going to have to throw the ball a lot. So expect those targets to eventually turn into some positive plays, maybe a couple touchdowns. Something that I wouldn't really start him this week if I were you. If you have a better option, do it. Somebody that I would definitely stash on the bench, wait for maybe a better matchup, and then plug him in if needed. Number 17 for me, Sam Howell. Please do not sleep on Sam Howell. This guy is going to be great. He showed flashes last year, and he's going to do it again this year. Now, he is without Terry McLaurin, but that's okay because he's got Jawan Dotson, he's got Curtis Samuel, Logan Thomas. And let's not forget, he's got Antonio Gibson and Brian Robinson out of the backfield. Both pass-catching running backs, both different styles. One's a bell cow that can catch and run, heavy downfield. The other one's a fast, elusive guy, and that's Antonio Gibson. So Sam Howell for me is going to be number 17. Number 18 is Daniel Jones. He's going to go up against the Cowboys at home on Sunday night. Daniel Jones does have some sneaky good receivers. Let that be known. Hodges, I think he's going to be really good this year. You also get Shepard back. And now you add Darren Waller. I mean, what else can you say? Darren Waller has had some health issues staying on the field. He's had injury issues. But so far, that connection's there. All reports out of Giants camp has said Daniel Jones and Darren Waller, DJ to DW is a connection that you need to watch for this year. Number 19, Jared Goff against the Chiefs. Again, not somebody I'm going out and throwing out to start, especially against the Chiefs. Now, they did lose Juan Thornhill and another key corner, But however, I don't like the matchup. I would not throw him out there unless if he was your first quarterback off the board and none of these other 18 guys are ahead of him and you have one of them on your team. Number 20 for me is going to be Derek Carr against the Titans. I do like the matchup. You got Chris Olave. You got Michael Thomas. You also have Jordan Graham again back in the Saints uniform, but no Alvin Kamara. Jamal Williams is a good backup. He's a good pass-catching running back as well, but let's be honest, he's no Alvin Kamara. When you need a quarterback to dump off and let them run for 15 yards, that's Kamara. If not, Jamal Williams might have a couple of those this year, but I don't expect very much for that. And that's going to do it here for us on the quarterback rankings. Again, I'm Cameron. If you haven't seen our wide receiver rankings, go ahead and look back at that. We'll be dropping these every week. Week 1 is in the books for us. Get ready for a couple other content videos coming out for us here. And make sure you look out for the start sit if you want more in-depth on who we think you should plug in and play when the time comes. Other than that, make sure you subscribe, like, and follow. Drop some comments in there on what you think, or if you disagree, give us a reason why. Other than that, we'll see you next week. Peace out. PAFF.